This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Listen, folks, Shawn Constipated Porter. Whoo, I know the Porters, man. Both of them, because all they do is watch videos on YouTube. They looking at Errol the True Spence. Soups and salad. Let's see, 96-degree weather. Let's see, he has his shirt off. Are you showing your shirt, Shawn Constipated Porter? Because last time I checked, you've been training since April 27th. But you got all this heavy gear, right? So that you can continue to burn weight down. I doubt he's 156, man. Because why is he still all fully clothed? I'm sorry, I don't believe he's 156. Errol the True Spence walking around with his shirt off already, folks. Come on, man. What should I tell y'all? Training in 96-degree weather. This man is going to be in extreme shape. He's already prepared himself for a rough, rugged, dirty, and ugly fight. Shawn Constipated Porter's getting bulldozed. He's getting steamrolled. He's getting flatlined. He's getting Hulk smash. He's getting the Manonia, though. That Manonia's going, that hammer's coming down, and he's going to be busting up some frost giants, man. Because that's what's going to happen in this fight. I just don't see how he is going to win. This is such a lopsided victory, it's not even funny. I'm sorry to say this, man. And people are sitting here saying, man, Errol the True Spence, why do you hold him in such high regard? Why shouldn't I? The man has a flawless stance. His stance can prep him for both the front foot and the back foot. So why am I not going to sit here and see that this guy's special? See, everybody was so caught up in the Mayweather era, right? And that's the haters and the trolls, right? The ones that did not want to see Floyd Mayweather. They didn't want this to happen again, where there's another special fighter. Well, we ushered in from Floyd Mayweather to Andre Ward. That's why they couldn't stand Andre Ward, because Andre Ward was a special fighter. But now we ushered into the Spence era. Spence is a special fighter, man. He's that dog. No one can understand what this man brings to the table. The reason why Roy Jones Jr. hates on Errol the True Spence is because he sees nightmares of Antonio Tarver. For the real ones out there that know what I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about. Roy Jones Jr. sees nightmares of Antonio Tarver. Because in that fight, what was Antonio Tarver that was doing that paired him similarities with Errol the True Spence? He kept coming. He kept coming. That's what Antonio Tarver was doing to Roy Jones Jr. That's how Errol the True Spence fight. There's similitudes of Antonio Tarver in him. He keeps coming. He keeps coming. He keeps coming. I'm sorry, man. When you think of forward progression and you think of backwards, Shawn Porter has no chance. Because Errol the True Spence is going to be in forward progression, man. That's how he fights. This man does not crumble under pressure. He puts unlimited pressure, man. Let me say it again. He does not crumble under pressure. He puts unlimited pressure. Because that's all he knows. He's a coach's dream, man. He follows that game plan to the script. You can't beat that, man. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks of the Shawn Constipated Porter fanboys. We ain't got time for the ultra fanboy. We kick that thing out, man. Dude, September 28th, Shawn Porter is done. You know who I would want to be the referee of that fight? I want Steve Willis. Because Steve Willis would know when Errol the True Spence starts teeing off on Shawn Porter, I'm going to have to call this fight. Because he'll know that Shawn Porter has no chance. Listen to me, folks. This is going to be a one-way embarrassment affair. Let me say that again. A one-way embarrassment affair. Don't worry, Shawn Porter. You have a 100-part anthology series to look at. Because if you listen to my anthology series, you can actually have time to say, look, I quit. Just give him the belt. Let me say that again. Look, I quit. Just give him the belt. Because if you do that, you actually be saving yourself, man. Because there's such a thing called irreversible damage. Derrick James talked about this. We seen this with Mikey Garcia, man. This man was in hibernation for 25 days. When he showed up on Fight Hype, his very first video, the man was like this. He was slurring. You know what that was? That was signs of a fighter that was suffering. He was concussed and he was pissing amber. Because Errol the True Spence beat this man into submission. There's a difference between shelling up. This is what ultra fanboys and ultra fanboy rhetoric do. They give you nonsense, man. They give you brain full of mush, brainwash and dodo head nonsense. There's a difference between shelling up, which is what Mikey Garcia did when he was in survival mode, when he got white glove, right? Like Shawn Porter said in his Ohio Hood term, right? And there's a difference between when a fighter resets defensively. When a fighter's in the high guard, they're not shelling up. They're just basically using a defensive stance. There's a difference between that and what Mikey Garcia did, because Mikey Garcia had his head down, meaning he was gasping for breath and he was in the high guard. When you see a fighter do that, that's a fighter that's shelling up. Basically, his body is folding. It's crumbling under the pressure of pneumonia, right? Its frost giant body is basically breaking up. So it's like this. But when you look at Errol the True Spence, he goes like this. He's in high guard. See, when you're in high guard and your head is up, how are you shelling up? You basically are doing what I call resetting yourself, repositioning yourself. And that's an effective defense to be in, because you can always have your hands up. Keep your hands up at all times. That's the thing with boxing. They tell you that. Keep your hands up at all times. When Mayweather says protect yourself at all times. That's why you gotta love Errol the True Spence. He protects himself at all times. But the haters and the trolls want to say, oh, he's shelling up. No, because any special fighter, that's what they do. After they trade and they get their trade off in, they go right back into a defensive stance. And then after they set up and they've reset themselves and they've repositioned themselves, then they can go ahead and tee right back off again once they see vulnerable spots. This is what separates Errol the True Spence from other fighters. He doesn't do it in such a phonetic and beautiful slickster style like the way a Terrence Bud Crawford does, right? Or the way Floyd Mayweather does, right? Or the way Pernell Whitaker does. He doesn't do it like that. He does it in more of a bulldozing aspect. Because remember, prior to Derrick James, Errol the True Spence, and I'm going to drop some jewels, so take the notepads and get to the damn scribbling. Errol the True Spence learned the come forward style from Mexican fighters in the gym. Let me say that again. Errol the True Spence learned the come forward Mexican style from Mexican fighters in the gym that he was training with before he got Derrick James. When Derrick James got a hold of him, Derrick James saw that he was just a come forward fighter that really did not phonetically have skills. So Derrick James basically said, nah, we're going to make you have a right. We're going to make you have a left. We're going to make you throw a jab. We're going to make you be able to throw punches in so many different angles. But we're going to make you be able to do it strategically and tactically. That's what Derrick James did. He basically made Errol the True Spence a polished fighter. But Errol the True Spence already came in with the bulldozing. So he was like, man, you know what? If this guy can bulldoze you on the front foot, and I can make him a defensive fighter too on the back foot, and I can polish up some things up and make him a complete fighter, oh, he's going to be the truth. You guys have to understand, Freddie Roach called Errol the True Spence the truth for a reason. Barry Hunter has called him the truth. This man dropped a light heavyweight in France. Eyewitness testimony from Barry Hunter. Freddie Roach said that Errol the True Spence beat up Adrian Broner. Eyewitness testimony. And all of the people that was there when he sparred Floyd Mayweather said he gave Floyd Mayweather a black eye. Eyewitness testimony. So if this guy gave Floyd Money Mayweather back in 2013 the fits that he gave him, who really, and this was the best fighter of the modern day era, who really does Errol the True Spence need to be worried about in the boxing ring? Come on, folks. Shawn Porter has no chance. And don't give me this stuff that he was sparring Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was beating his ass up in sparring, man. He wasn't doing nothing against no damn Manny Pacquiao. Look at his style. Manny Pacquiao was using him because Manny Pacquiao needed somebody that was a little bit bigger and that could probably take some punches. But there's nothing that Shawn Porter does that tells you he's going to win a fight or even have a fighter's chance. Man, this thing is 100-0, folks. We got to keep that thing a buck here, man. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. In this case, of the Shawn Constipated Porter fanboys. Because what you're seeing, the reason why you're seeing this influx of fanboyism from them is because they're the regurgitated fanboys of Mikey Garcia. Ooh, I hit the jugular. They are the regurgitated fanboys of Mikey Garcia. They don't want to see Errol the True Spence succeed. He's in a catch-22, a conundrum. Damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. But guess what? Come September 28th, Shawn Constipated Porter is getting bulldozed. This is Henos' Sport. Checking out.